Alright, this is Final Fantasy XI. I was hoping to get the Steam controller up and running with it, but it was not to be. It's having the same trouble that StarCraft 2 was. There's a lot to keep up with on Final Fantasy XI. If you take even like 6 months to a year break, you can come out way behind. Apparently, later this year in 2016, there will be no more major updates for Final Fantasy XI, which is kind of a bummer, but I guess it had to happen eventually. Released in the US in 2002, played on and off for a while, and of course now there is officially Final Fantasy XIV, which is in the same universe but has a different combat system and everything, new story. So, I want to explore as much of the story as possible here in Final Fantasy XI. I've been saying that forever, but hopefully I can make it happen. I'm rolling with Black Mage, my very favorite Galka here, Sleeping Dahlia. I love the name so much that it practically came, it would bring me back just so I could see this character's name be awesome. Anyway, they have increased the experience gain so much. You can see these 3 dudes around me. Those aren't players, those are NPCs, which is a new feature somehow, like within the last several years. I don't remember exactly where it was, but back when this was first in the US, if you were to fight a monster that's exactly the same level and win, which isn't always easy, you'd get 100 experience. If you wanted to play it safe, you'd most likely want to aim for a whole bunch of monsters at 50 experience to 100, somewhere in that range. And if you were in a full party of 6 players, you would aim for 150 to 200 experience per monster. And seriously, if you get things going right, you can exceed 1,000 experience per fight, which is just insane. So it means I'm blowing through the levels. Over here, the top left, you see it says level 33. Just like 2 days ago, I was level 20 Black Mage. Anyway, let's get into some killing. And because these NPCs are called trusts, because these guys are set up to rock, I don't even have to play Black Mage smart. I can just toss spells until the monster dies. You used to have to worry about hate, or in this game they call it enmity. Here's a saber-tooth tiger, which is what I'm fighting. That's what I'm looking to find. I get bonuses for fighting these guys since I picked them out. They're just as good to kill as anything, and the stuff they drop sells well or turns in for experience pretty well as well. So let's see how much I get. I'm about to die. His hit points are well, I can't see him anymore. 500 experience. And then let's goof around with this chest he dropped. A lot of players don't even bother with these temporary things. Eye drops would help against blind. Let's go and get remedy. And then I'll just go ahead and use it so to get rid of that paralysis I have in the top left. That yellow skull, it's hard to see now because the menu is covering it up. So my hit points and magic points are at the bottom right. You see where it says sleeping. Since I'm a Galka, I have a whole bunch of hit points, so I can actually just kind of go nuts and have my white mage heal me if ever I get in trouble. Kupipi is the white mage, I trust. And this is insane. The best way I found to gain hit points is to level. When you level, it gives you, kind of similar to Diablo. It'll max you out. Level so insanely quick that you don't even have to rest. I may be out-leveling that soon. Alright, you see it says defeated a designated target. So when I kill one more, I'll get a bonus bit of experience in gold. It's similar. By the way, this predates WoW. Anyway, to kind of, in my opinion, one of the biggest advances that WoW made was the quest system. Let's check the map. Keep going this way. Questing for things was a huge step forward from the UO and EverQuest era, and so in order to keep up with that, they brought the field support in, whatever it's called, training something or other. Before that, it was EverQuest era of you get a group of people together and you figure out what zone you want to go to based on what monsters you want to fight. This beeping is me hitting tab to target a whole bunch of stuff. Sometimes the best way to see something is to just target it. There's a saber tooth. There's another one. Oh, there's three. That's a big deal. I probably am not going to continue to see the other ones though. At least the third one. It's very easy for them to get out of range. When I level to 34, I'm going to get a new offensive spell. Let's get this guy. I got that training regime. So we can keep going. But yeah, back in the day, when you had to group, it's technically you didn't have to, but it was just such a huge deal. Let's do us. Yeah, 11 skill for one. It's kind of hard to tell. It is a special attack. There's a tiger. There's a third one. Forget what I was saying. Yeah, grouping. I think that's what I was talking about. There were, I don't know, maybe 10 classes back when I played it the most. Not a whole lot. There is now. But if you were a class that the public didn't think was a strong one, then you could go your allocated evening and not find a group, which was incredibly frustrating. Back then, Galka were considered by a whole bunch to be the weakest. Weakest race. Galka here. There's another tiger on the top of the mountain. And monks, which is what Galka are extremely good at, were not necessarily much liked. So, it didn't occur to me until, like, afterwards, when I would be playing a large chunk of my time not during prime time. And you would go hours just waiting for someone to invite you to your group, which was excruciating. Now, I'm leveling so fast here, it's a mockery of what it was before, but at least I get to play. And like I mentioned before, these trusts didn't exist. You can have only 3 trusts active for a total of 4 party size. Okay, my samurai there did a special attack. That big ball of fire there was a skill chain. We used our skills in a certain order. Treasure chest. I leveled, so you can see at the bottom right, I'm now at 505, 422. Just set me Set me up. Interesting. High potions are for hit points. I think this is hit point regen. Deadless Wing is for tactical points, which I'm not going to bother with. You see one? No, it's a goblin. Okay, let's go over this hill, see what we can find. This beeping may be annoying, I've never recorded this before. But I've gotten used to it. Okay, let's go check this area. Oh wait, I leveled to 34. So let's go inventory. Let's learn. A new awesome spell. Then I'm gonna mess with my macros. I'm gonna copy that to there. This is Air 2. Let's see if I can spell this. It has to be perfect. Aero 2, I think. And this is actually water. I think there's something incorrect. So what I've been doing is holding control and hitting 1. You can see it's clearly labeled 1 through 0 or 10. Instead of, no, it's an orc over there. I guess I can fight an orc. I had been fighting nothing, but that was a taunt that we just did the sparkle thing. So my goal, besides leveling here, is to complete the rank 6 fight. It's part of the storyline from Seriously Vanilla, and even when it was released in the US, it had attached to it the first expansion. So I am way behind. And not for lack of trying either. This was, like I said, back when you leveled 1/5 as fast. And if there weren't enough people playing that day, you could go the evening without playing at all. Tiger. There's another one on the right, too. So I need to, when I level to 38, then I get a new spell. I'm trying to do I just went to menus really quick to do a weapon skill. There's another tiger. Another one top left. Yeah, it definitely feels more Final Fantasy the way it is now. definitely made it way easier. If only because of the experience, and certainly because of the trusts here. We got a treasure chest. This is the kind where I get to pick the lock. The difference between the locked ones and the unlocked ones, the unlocked ones give you temporary items which will go away when you log out, or I think even just change levels. But after I do a little puzzle here, I get to keep permanently whatever is inside. Alright, I have a hunch. The combination is greater than 28 and less than 52. That's not enough to solve it just yet. So what I'm doing here is I'm examining the lock where it will give me that clue. Give me a clue just like it did just now. You can see at the top center it says got 5 chances. And instead of examining the lock, I can enter a combination and it'll tell me either you got it correct or the answer is more than or less than what you entered. But you'll run out of chances way too soon if you start entering combinations before you examined it. So there's a time limit. Let me do this as quickly as possible. More than 28, less than 52. Let's examine the lock. First digit is 2, 3, or 4. That means that it can't be anything in the 50s. They didn't give us too many hints, but we've got a fair amount of chances left. I have a hunch. 1 or 2 digits is 7. Okay, so this should be enough to solve it. So what I'm gonna do is enter. So the second digit has to be 7 because the first digit is 2, 3, or 4. I'm gonna enter 37. It's gonna either be direct on or it's gonna tell me it's more or less. Okay, greater than 37, so it has to be 47, and then I get to keep whatever's inside. And I'm gonna have a chance left over, which doesn't do anything except stroke my ego. Succeeded in opening the lock. What did I get? Beast coin, these things are almost nothing. And then, sure, I'll keep these to sell. And then, let's pick some more fights. Alright, so I hope I don't get banned, because, for a while I don't... whoa. I took some damage super quick. Double credit or something. What happened? Oh! Duh. Okay, well, I suppose that gives us a little bit of a opportunity for a learning experience. It says Skirking Liger there in the chat box. That's not a regular tiger. That's a what they call NM for Notorious Monster. There's some piece of special loot that it carries that you can only get from fighting them. They look identical to other monsters of the same type, but they are clearly way tougher. And similar to other MMOs of this type, I can sit around and wait to be resurrected by like a white mage or some other class, or I can go back to the home point and lose considerably less experience. But we have no such luck, so we're gonna go back. I think I'm still in the big city here. Yes, I am. This is good old Juno. It's the big city of the 3. Let's look at the region map for fun. Alright, so can I zoom out? Maybe? No? Okay, I can't tell. That's too bad. I can't see the whole thing at once. But there's 3 starter cities. Starter makes it sound smaller than they are. But depending on the race, it suggests you start that you select when you create your character. It's just you start in one of these 3 things. They're sort of like feudal city type things, and then kind of the city of peace between all 3 is Juno. I don't know even how to say it. I always just kind of thought of it as Juno in my mind. It happens to be right next door to the things I'm fighting, so here we are. Let's go back out. Hunt some more tigers. Yeah, when let's go ahead and get my trusts out here. Using the menu, trust. This guy is fighter. Kind of called a warrior class in Final Fantasy. He has provoke, which can make monsters try and attack him. And since he has considerable defense, you basically want stuff to be attacking him. It's not been doing that at all because black mages can pull hate off him like crazy. Ayame here is a samurai who's very skilled with, well, she enables skill chains with special attacks. And then Upipi is our white mage, little Taru. Taru. They're the best casters in the game. So what I'm gonna do, you get tabs for doing these training things. Once again, these are like the quests, and you can spend those on beneficial spells. Oops, actually I spent that on the wrong thing. I spent it on re-raise, which is come back to life fairly quickly. And regen is hit point regeneration. And then I'm gonna get refresh. Which is magic point regeneration. And boy, was that hard to come by in the day. You had to either have a bard at level 25, which was rare because bards were so rare. They're kind of unglamorous to play. They're incredibly strong for a 6-person party, but not a lot of glory. Or you had to have a level 40 red mage. Red mages were much more common, but I never made it to level 40, and once again, back then, despite what some people say, 40 was not particularly easy. Alright, how am I looking on experience? The middle center, it says I'm already about a third of the way through. Man. Right now, my character is... Oh, here we go. And I'm going to be watching the target name. I know I'm nowhere near where the target liger, the, whatever, the liger spawns. But... still. Anyway, capped at level 60. Depending on what you called it, it was something called limit break. The only other two... this is a... sure, I'll take a high potion. Only other two Final Fantasies I've played were... No, actually I've played a few, just only ever completed 7. Played a little bit of 1, a little bit of 12, and limit break, and those mean something different. You took enough damage that you get a cool attack. But there was something else in this game that some people called limit break, which is probably an inaccurate use of that term, where you can't, once you get to what was then considered high level, now it's probably low level, but you couldn't level past a certain point. I think it was, it either started at 50 or it started at 55. You had to complete a somewhat difficult challenge before it would let you check this guy. Okay, that tiger up there is not the liger, so I don't have to worry too much. Anyway, I still have to do the limit break. And before that, I want to mess around with, let's go ahead and get some melon juice. And I'm going to drink the melon juice. It's temporary, so I might as well use it. Tiger over there. I think they must have, I forgot what I was saying. There he is. Tiger's over here. I'm gonna disable my link shell. That green text down there is people talking. They don't know me, because it's been so long since I played. I don't mind, you know what I mean. Tiger! Just don't really need any of those. I think I see one. Yep. Doing quite a bit of damage. Level! Like a 30-minute level. It's like level 5 back in the day.